Hi, children. Welcome back to your fourth and last lesson of the public speaking series for the 9 to 7 age group. So, what are you waiting for? Let's start our lesson now. Okay? I hope you've been enjoying your previous lessons. Okay, now in today's class, we are going to learn what is a speech, and I'm going to tell you about the different types of speeches. Okay, so pay attention, and I hope you learn a lot. Okay, now what is a speech? When we go up and when we speak on a stage in front of an audience, we deliver a speech, right? So, what is this speech? What is this thing that we are delivering? Exactly, it's the written portion, the content that you have to deliver, right? You research, you find out more things, you add some things from your experience, and all of the content that you make for your speech, all of the content that you want to give out to your audience is called your speech, okay? Now, a speech is a formal or an informal talk given to your audience. A speech contains information that you want to share with the people who are listening to you. Who are the people listening to you? Do you remember? Correct, it's your audience. When writing your speech, you should keep your audience in mind. You should remember, you should try and think that who are you writing about? Who are you writing for? I beg your pardon. So if you write a speech for your friends, then will you write it in an informal manner or will you write it in a formal manner? Now think of the way you speak to your friends and think of the way you speak to your teachers or your parents. There's a difference between how you speak to all three groups, right? When you speak to your parents, much more of your emotions are involved. When you speak to your teachers, you try to use all your good vocabulary and all the best words. You try not to use any language that is out of the way. When you speak to your friends, you're absolutely carefree, right? You can speak however you want because they are your friends. So, because you are catering to different audience, okay? Every audience has a different way in which you have to speak to them, the way you have to address them. They have different sensibilities, okay? They will understand things and accept things from you better if you speak to them in the way that they like being spoken to, okay? So these are things that we have to keep in our mind. Now, your speech should contain some new information for your audience. So why should, an entire gathering of people come and listen to you if you're not going to tell them something new, right? So when you write your speech, when you're collecting all the content for your speech to deliver to your audience, you should try and look for something that, your set of audience might not have ever heard of, okay? So it's a good idea to always add something new so that when your audience leaves, they think, okay, I learned this thing or this is something very interesting that I've heard of today. Yes? Now, your speech should be written in simple language and it should be enjoyable or informative for your audience. Your speech should be well structured, consisting of a title, beginning, middle, and an end, okay? Your speech should have structure. There is no point if you have a lot of information, but it's all over the place. You speak of the end in the beginning and the beginning in the end, and the body is all over the place. It doesn't work like that, right? So you have to introduce your topic, then you have to give your audience more information about your topic, and then you have to end your topic. And the best way to end your topic is if you tie your ending to the beginning. Then it is a well-rounded speech. Okay, so we will learn those tricks and techniques as we go on in this course. I hope to see you at Instrucko. I'll be very happy to teach you all of this. Okay, now, so there are different types of speech, okay? So today I'll tell you about 6 types of speeches and I'll give you a brief description of each of them. A speech can be delivered on various occasions, on many different occasions, okay? A speech can be delivered and can be for many different purposes. Knowing the different types of speeches can help you understand and decide which one best suits your needs and the occasion next time you speak publicly. There are many different kinds of speeches and we will learn about a few that will be useful for you in the coming years, okay? So one of the speeches that you can give to your audience or you can give in school is an informative speech. So as the name suggests, it is when you give more information to a person about a given topic, okay? That is an informative speech. An impromptu speech, I will tell you about all of them, okay? So now we'll just learn the names. A persuasive speech, an entertaining speech, a special occasion speech, and a farewell speech. So, in today's lesson, I'm going to tell you a little bit about all these different types of speeches, okay? So, listen up carefully. Now, an informative speech. An informative speech is given on to a semi-formal. It is a semi-formal speech whose main purpose is to provide the audience with new and interesting information on a subject. Numbers, statistics, images, etc. are commonly used in an informative speech. So when we are giving information to the audience, it is a good idea to get some pictures to maybe refer to the audience can refer to it while you are talking about it, because an informative speech is very word heavy. It has a lot of information in it, okay? So it will be nice to look at some pictures, it will be nice to look at some numbers, it might be nice to see a little video, and then you can go on to elaborate your point. It doesn't become too monotonous, okay? Monotonous means the same thing going on and on and on. You get bored, right? So it's nice, to have a small break in between so that your audience can refer to the imagery or, the visual stimulation while you're giving them information, okay? Now, an impromptu speech. An impromptu speech is a speech you deliver without any prior preparation or practice time. You will be given only about 30 seconds to collect your thoughts on the topic. So an impromptu speech is a speech where you go on stage, and then the person who is conducting the event will tell you, okay, now you have 30 seconds. Your topic is my day at the supermarket. Now you have about 30 seconds. 30 seconds is only half a minute to think about your favorite day, the best day you've had at the supermarket. You collect all your thoughts about it, and then you speak about it. An impromptu speech, think of it as, telling your friends about something, okay? A persuasive speech. A persuasive speech is delivered to convince your audience of your point of view. A persuasive speech is much like a speech that, you would prepare during a debate, where you bring a lot of points into your content to prove your point, to put forth your point, and to persuade and convince your audience of your point, okay? So here, you're trying to convince your audience. Suppose you're talking about breakfast is the most important meal of the day. So now you will have to give forth points to your audience and convince them that breakfast is indeed the most important meal of the day. So when they leave that auditorium, or when they leave that arena where you've been speaking, each one of your audience must be convinced, or at least a majority, most of your audience should be convinced that yes, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And then your speech has been a success. An entertaining speech. An entertaining speech aims to amuse your audience. It is often a less formal speech and is shorter than a traditional speech. Entertaining speeches communicate emotions rather than giving the audience facts and figures. So unlike an informative speech or a persuasive speech where you have to get in hard facts and figures, an entertaining speech is more for fun, okay? Now, a special occasion speech. A special occasion speech doesn't fall into any particular category, and it does not follow any set of rules. Instead, they aim to fit the special occasion, whether it is a wedding, an award show, a birthday, or any different kind of party. Special occasion speeches are meant to suit the occasion, to effectively communicate the message and capture the audience's attention, okay? So, when you grow older, there might be a time that, there's a birthday party or it's your parents' anniversary, and, everyone will come and tell you that, hey, come up, Rohan, why don't you speak to us a little, why don't you tell us a little bit about your parents? So, it will be an impromptu speech on a special occasion, okay, where you're not prepared, but you have to tell them a little bit about your parents. Or, you can go ahead and prepare your speech. It will be a special occasion speech then, where you go up and tell your audience, maybe, create a PowerPoint presentation and show it to your audience and tell them about your parents' beautiful journey of 25 years together. A farewell speech. A farewell speech is a speech where you say your goodbyes to a group of people. For example, you can give a farewell speech to your friends when you leave your school, or you can give a farewell speech to your loved ones if you're moving away or traveling abroad. A farewell speech is basically meant to say goodbye. Okay? And with this, I will stop the lesson here and take your leave. It has been a wonderful journey with me, teaching you all of these lovely things. And I hope to see you at Instrucko. This was a lot of fun. Let's continue our journey together. See you at Instrucko. Bye bye.